Happy Women's History Month. Today, we're going to have a lesson on Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was born on March 15th, 1933, and she grew up to become a United States Supreme Court Justice, the second female Supreme Court Justice ever. Let's go through her story. She's known for successfully advocating for gender equality, and she's famous for saying, "Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you." And people did sure join her. After excelling in high school, Ruth went to Cornell University, where she married her college sweetheart. She and her husband went to Harvard Law School. She was one of 9 women matriculating in a class of 500. She faced discrimination, but she powered through. If you see here, she became the first female member of Harvard Law Review. But then she transferred to Columbia and received her JD in 1959. To get a job in the legal profession as a woman, well, that was tough. She explains it in this video.
I had 3 strikes against me. 1, I was Jewish. 2, I was a woman, but the killer was I was the mother of a 4-year-old child.
You graduated first in your class. Didn't that say something about your ability to be both a mother and the best?
It should have.
Eventually, one of her Columbia professors intervened and helped her land a job. She became the first female law professor at Rutgers and then returned to her alma mater, Columbia, her first female tenured professor. In 1977, she successfully argued before the Supreme Court that the 14th Amendment's protections against discrimination also extended to gender. And after serving on the U.S. Court of Appeals, nominated by Jimmy Carter to do so, about a decade later, Bill Clinton nominated Justice Ginsburg to the Supreme Court in 1993. As the Supreme Court Justice, Ginsburg ruled in favor of gender equality, civil liberties, workers' rights, and the separation of church and state. And although she said that her mother told her 2 things, one was to be a lady, the other was to be independent, she was quite the progressive vote on the Supreme Court. And even in her later years, she was always iconic. People even started calling her Notorious RBG. When she passed away in 2020, she was celebrated everywhere. Here's an image of her projected onto the New York State Civil Supreme Court building in Manhattan. So happy birthday, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Your legacy lives on and on and on.